bugs bite, dearie.
So it's just gonna repeat that.
Would
Something about being back has me feeling restless. I'd never met Naoki. Asui arrived a few months before I left Thirdborn. I knew their squad mates better. Uriki was a ship's carpenter with the Rawatine Navy years ago. Came from a military family, but she never saw much combat herself. Manu was a deckhand on a pirate ship. Stopped in Thirdborn with his crew to resupply and never left. I don't think piracy suited him. Kiri, he was a sweet kid. Born shipboard to a mercenary captain who left him here and never came back. For the longest, I thought that was for the best. Me too. Most of all, I'm sorry I wasn't here to better prepare them.
This wasn't your fault. They just weren't ready.
Because there weren't enough seasoned soldiers to train them. The Thirdborn's in dire straits if they're sending people like this out to patrol. Good thing you're asking the expert.
We had his teeth and make eating. Yeah. Eating food, yes. Other things, not so much.
You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about? You know, just when I was thinking our little group was getting too solemn and serious, we met her. Sometimes I think she lives in her ruins and grimoires rather than in the real world with the rest of us. But she keeps things interesting and keeps us on our toes. What's more, she's a good friend to Giada. And Giada's a good influence on her. Yeah, and both of those subjects fly way over my head. I prefer dealing with things I can see and make sense of. I just hope she keeps some part of herself grounded with the rest of us. She's brilliant, but I worry that the real-world consequences of the forces she plays with are academic to her. Maybe I shouldn't. Sure. You know where to find me.
Sure do.
You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask. Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education. If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an animancer, now's the time.
Sharpens their mind to decipher the spiritual world. Learn about how you stand up for yourself.
Unfortunately, that can take a lifetime. It's the sad reality of our work. But I'll give you the short version. Now, let's begin. You drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention? Really? What's the last thing I said? Oh, I stand corrected. Even if you had dozed off, no harm done. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind. Anyone in particular? I warn you, I'm not the best judge of first impressions.
We're getting tested out here. I'm getting stat points. So we just got Yatsa. Well.
Of course, she's brilliant, open
Anyway.
to anything, and sees the world as she wants it to be. Yatsli gave me my first glass of wine, and the courage to approach a special someone. We have a lot of catching up to do.
But anyway, we just got Yatsli. and everything that you've done in the story up to the point that you get her, they kind of reiterate with her. Same way with this girl here. It all basically, you're getting their point of view on what you've done. So a lot of it is story. So I'm getting everybody caught up. But the training part that they teach you, they're extra stat points. It doesn't tell you what stats they are. You kind of have to take your guess of what it is. I kind of wish that they would have put, you know, if you choose this one, it's a +1 to int. This one's a +1 to strength. This one's a +1 to perception, dexterity, you know, so forth and so on. So that way you knew exactly what stat points you're kind of looking to put in. I'm just kind of taking a stab at what I think it is.
Indeed, old friends. When they died, Yatsley protected me. Made sure I had one consistent person in my life. I think that's why she gave me that glass of wine. Why she encouraged me to live my life to the fullest. She was making sure I hit all the milestones I could have missed.
So who was the special someone?
No one to get jealous over. To call it a relationship would be an insult to the word. But it was fun while it lasted. Animancy is the study of life. Unfortunately, we get so busy that we forget to live. So a little roll in the hay is good for the soul. Yatsley taught me that. Well,
I
not the
bet
part
she
about
did.
rolling in the hay. That was my idea, and I don't recommend it. Now that she's traveling with us, maybe she can teach you a thing or two. I think that covers everyone. And if my good opinion changes, you'll be the first to hear about it. Thanks for talking.
Last but not least.
I need to go hunting. I hope you like roasted snake. Right. What do you need? What else is there? No idea. What you see out there is what you get.
Characters look real nice. Yes.
Right. Changing the subject.
Marius is one of my favorites. He's very sarcastic and straight to the point. Of course, we've all met Yahtzee or Yahtzee. She is very promiscuous, needless to say.
You too.
Kai is your standard warrior. He's seen a lot of battles. He has some personal inner turmoil. And then Giada is your kind of middle person. She lost her parents, so it's kind of a troubled childhood kind of thing.
Rub it into the stain like you're trying to start a fire.
I'm glad we arrived at a real answer. So finally. Thank you, darling.
No. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Okay. And then
You're a delight as always.
Yep, that's who we're gonna take. Yes. Oh, we're actually not gonna get talked to in our dreams? Interesting. It's not what I meant to do. All right, we're gonna go in this cave first. That's something we need her to do. Do, 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 do. Hold on, there's a store over here.
Something for everyone. Won't know unless you come look. Welcome. We're
Ah. Give me the lockpicks. Give me the healing potions for now. Jerky, fresh water. Spice sausage. Cured. There we go. Hit the ground running. Do, 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 do. Hit the ground running. Do, 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 do. All right, now I gotta find where this is at. It's over here. Yep. Nice. Actually surprised I can do that. All right, that one's finished. Can't pour it out of here yet. Illusions, my theory. Child's play for most of us. Scholars of the academics. Right. Pardon me. And then this is what I need. Where's my stone? Oh, speaking of which, let's see. So this buff has come from base and the Queen's Burden. There, she gave us 2 intel. Giada actually gave us 2 as well. Kai gave us 1 to Constitution and Strength. We have not gotten anything from our boy yet. Huh. Marius, why have you not offered to train us? A little disappointing, don't you think? Oh, that's the wrong way. The world is really beautiful in the greener areas. Not so much the desert. But that's neither here nor there. Like the last zone we were in, that world was full of greens. What can I say? Do. Take only what you need to survive. One per group of travelers is all we can spare.
Hey, you there! Sign says to take only what you need. Do they not have signs in Adir? Or wait, maybe you think they don't apply to you. You don't even respect it enough to tell the truth, do you? I'm gonna remember this next time.
Sorry, gentlemen. Unfortunately, take what's mine. What's this? Those that have not become ash under my spells will drop bags of ever giving. All right. Oh, hello, hello. Uh-oh. Boom. Really? Snipe. Suspense. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna? Yeah, he got it. Boom.
We got them all.
Of course I got them all. I am a powerful gun sorcerer. Of course I got them all. Oh, nice. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. 5 lockpicks. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, come on. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to make the jump. If I can make the jump. Can I make the jump? They're gonna jump to be made? There is. I have made the jump. Yeah.
Feed them to the earth. Treacherously. We see you.
Nice shot. That wasn't much damage, but that's all right. Ooh, a treasure map. Treasure map, Dead Man's Mail. After painstaking efforts and a lifetime of grave robbing, I have invented the darkest pinnacle of necromancy, the armor of the dead for the living. Leather so fresh it recalls back to the flesh. Adra to pin the soul down in slightly corpse pants to complete the look. Only trouble is the whole thing reeks of the grave, so I'd hide it away until the smell subsided. That looks very familiar. Yes.
You tear it all apart.
Rude. I have a real burning personality. Okay, don't need that yet. Oh, is he? Is the trailer roomy? Not really. Not for... It's technically a 3-bedroom trailer. Oh, no. Yeah. But we made it into 4, so we took out part of our living room. Because we were told it was a 4, but it wasn't. It's... And then it's cluttered with all of our stuff. YouTube, if you're wondering, because it's going to be edited, we were watching something else. We were talking about the size of my trailer. It's small. And I'm not a fan of trailers anyway. I prefer a brick house, but it's what we could afford. So, well, technically it's not what we can afford, but we got it better than what our old trailer was. This will not be my wife and I our forever home, not by a long shot. As soon as I get the opportunity to pay this trailer off and have a new one built or placed somewhere, or I don't know. House. We're actually looking at probably in the future moving to Tennessee. So we'll see how all that goes. I'm not moving anywhere until my kids are out of school. I don't want to rip them from their friends. Too many parents do that, and I'm not going to be one of them. I know, and I've told them before, you're probably never going to see these guys again, but that is just so they don't take anything that is said seriously and get all depressed and emotional about it. But they need some type of stability and normalcy, because I've bounced from school to school before and it's not fun by any means. So I want to keep them knowing what they know best, especially with my oldest, how shy he is. And he's already had 2 of his friends ripped from him already from their parents moving, so I'm not gonna do that to him. If I ended up doing that, I would never get him to come out of his shell, and he already stays in his shell as it is. He's gotten better, but he's still a very shy kid. Nope, shit. That hurt. How's the... Probably will be if you get put on backline again tomorrow. I'm just saying. How does it work in the US? Do you buy the trailer and rent the land? Yes and yes. So since we live in a trailer park, we pay lot rent for the trailer to sit on it, and we also pay mortgage on the trailer. Now, if I own the land, I would only have to pay property tax twice a year, plus the mortgage. I wouldn't have to pay monthly. Right now, our lot rent is getting dangerously close to our mortgage. It's becoming very expensive. It's becoming to the point that it's going to be hard for regular Americans who are working normal jobs to even live. I've made the joke before, it's going to get to the point where we're all going to have to live. You know, normally your kids will move out when they're adults and then be out on their own. But it's going to get to the point where the kids will never move out because you're going to need everybody working just to live. And as long as my kids don't severely piss me off, I'm all right with that. as my wife's oldest son is finding out how easy it is to live on your own. Because somebody didn't want to listen to me. But that's a discussion for another day. Whoa, hey beetle. And by the way, the cost of living in the US has nothing to do with the new president or the tariffs that he is slapping on everything. Has nothing to do with that. The cost of living in America has been going up for years.